5, 4, 3.
Alright, welcome back. I'm still livinglooneybin, and Sharkhat's still with me. This is Kidnapped. This is a significantly worse game than Dead Space 3.
You could say that. Should we go and get the intro cutscene started?
Yeah.
Let me tell you a story.
So this is a really cheap indie horror game. It's not very good. I don't recommend playing it casually, but the speedrun is quite fun.
This is such a
Yeah.
story.
There's a short little intro cutscene and a loading screen, and after that is when
For
time
this is said
begins.
to be the truth
Once we gain
of them
control.
all. And to find the truth,
Yeah.
one needs to listen. Here.
Should we go ahead and explain the first skip? Because it goes by really quickly.
Yeah, you can explain it because you might still be explaining it while I do it.
Okay, so essentially there are props in this game, and like a lot of other horror games, you can do prop flying with it. There's only props in mission 1 out of the 5 missions, so you're only gonna see this in the first like 20 seconds of the game. But immediately once we gain control, he's gonna be grabbing a bottle, flipping it upside down, putting it under him, and it's gonna send him to the moon basically. And that's gonna be useful because the way that you beat each one of these chapters is by just hitting a trigger at the end. So we just have to get there as fast as possible.
Alright.
So he's immediately gonna
So
grab the bottle.
time
and flip
starts
out.
now, and gonna grab this bottle, gonna climb up on this garbage, put the bottle like this, and it's gonna send me to the moon. And that skips the entire mission. This mission's actually really long, casually. That's mission 1. You skip a bunch of locked doors by just going at the top of the map and flying on the prop.
Around a campfire. A story so extraordinary that it could never possibly be real. Sometimes, however, the truth can often be the extraordinary.
The game has all this, like, narration. It tries to be super serious, but the game's super scuffed.
Sebastian as he awoke. An ice-cold wind blew upon his face. A foul stench lingered in the air. Confused, Sebastian stood once more and made his
So
way into the
chapter 2 is actually one of the hardest missions in the game. There's a pretty tough skip right away at the beginning. He's gonna be doing a combination of crouching and jumping to clip to the ceiling here, and he's got a pretty tight jump that he has to space to get back in bounds.
Nice, got it first try. So, normally you would do another clip here to skip grabbing the gun, but I'm gonna grab the gun this run just for safety. Because...
It doesn't save very much time.
Yeah,
and,
skipping the gun only saves like a few seconds, and if you don't grab gun, there are enemies later on that can just like just kill you. And it's like, if you just die to them, you just runs dead, pretty much. You can like abuse it with saves if you want, but just grabbing the gun makes it easier.
Yeah. And our main form of movement here is just going to be sprinting, and one of the things that Looney has to manage is that if he's running for too long, your character will just slow down for some reason. So you can either regain that speed by letting go of shift and retapping it, or by jumping. So he's going to be doing that throughout all these missions to maintain max speed as long as possible.
This gun is really well programmed. I can shoot as fast as I click the button, even though the animation's slower than that. And I can also shoot while I'm reloading, and it has a bottomless clip. So there's actually no point ever reloading.
Do y'all have a second for a quick donation?
Yep.
This call for 123 says Looney to the moon with $21.
Thanks, Disc.
Thank you so much for that, Disc. Appreciate it. And if anyone else would like to donate, if you got a few spare pennies in your pocket, just do that exclamation point donate for the Tiltify link and shoot us a few bucks. Thanks so much.
Okay, so you run through that level, shooting the enemies. If you didn't have the gun, you just kind of gotta hope they don't hit you. Or, well, you kind of want them to hit you, because if they hit you, they can knock you further forward faster. But you just gotta walk through the level.
His energy was quickly depleting and had to find aid quickly. quickly,
Speaking of damage
mustering
boosts,
the little
there
energy
is
he had
another one
left
he can
to
do
push
here
onward.
called Bear Boost. It's like most things in this game, it's pretty jank. I assume you're gonna try it
Standing
because
at
you have a
the
lot of
edge
health.
a dark
I'll give it a
forest,
go if the
Sebastian
bear's
drew a
there.
deep breath of fresh
Yeah.
air.
It really
The
depends on where the bear is, if he
magnificent
decides to
shone
charge
brightly
you,
upon
and if he actually hits you
Echoes
at a
of
good
birds
angle.
and other wildlife could be heard in the
But if you
distance.
get lucky, you can get sent
Plucking
pretty
up
far
courage and
ahead.
energy to venture
So this
on,
mission is like a
Sebastian
giant
followed
forest,
first,
and you find an altar, and you're supposed to like skin like different things in the forests. There's like zombies and stuff you gotta kill, all random stuff, to like make a sacrifice for the altar to unlock a door, but we're not gonna do any of that. Alright, what's the bear doing? He is just running into some grass the other way, so let's not deal with him.
Yeah, fair enough. Fortunately, even though there aren't any other props in missions 2 through 5, being able to... Jumping and crouching are pretty broken in this game, so you can pretty much find a way out of bounds wherever you want. So, fortunately we're able to skip this, because normally this is also a pretty long mission. Or at least I think it is. I haven't played this game casually, so I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's pretty
This
long.
mission takes forever, because you just gotta like walk around the forest trying to find the things you have to like kill. That's the altar that I just walked through. We're just gonna walk up on this rock and start jumping. Just climb the side of this rock. And then when you get to here, you can like crouch and just go through the wall. And the end level triggers just like here.
Sebastian was finally free from the forest. The surrounding trees that were masked with darkness seemed to tear at his soul. But now,
Alright, so this
free of his
mission also
clutches,
has
he pressed
a pretty
onward,
difficult jump.
wondering what lay ahead.
Kind of like mission 2. So I would say missions 2 and 4
A
are probably the
sense of
biggest run
calm
killers.
rushed over Sebastian, for in front of him
So
Well,
it's-
he's gonna immediately crouch under this wall here.
Yeah, as soon as you spawn in, you crouch through an invisible wall behind you and go out of bounds.
Adrenaline sweeping through his body, he ventured forth
And you jump around that
towards the church.
there. And then I'm gonna make a safety save here for this jump. Alright, cool, we got it.
Nice.
So now that we're on this wall, we just run along the level. So we get to here. There's a locked gate we're getting past. Put our guns down.
As Sebastian entered the room,
And this is the end level trigger for level 4.
his flashlight died, and the door which he just entered.
Alright, and that brings us to the last chapter of the game.
Our story is almost at its close, but from one last section. For you see, this
So
is
the first thing he's
section
going to be
of
doing
the tale
here
where a
is
legend
holding
was
forward,
born.
because the level loads in, but your flashlight's not working, but you can actually
And
continue
one
to
that
walk
has spawned
forward
many tales
while that
of
happens. So he's going to
independence.
try to get through
This
2
is how it
doors here.
goes. Sebastian
And
stood
this is
seemingly
the newest
paralyzed
skip in the
with
game, right?
darkness
Yeah.
as he swiftly moved
Yeah.
his eyes back and forth,
This level
trying
used to be
see
entirely
something
glitchless, and you used to
in
kind of just have to wait around, do
Abruptly,
some
without
lockpicking mini
warning,
games
his
and stuff like
flashlight
that.
burst back to life.
But
in an
now we don't have to
empty
do that
room.
anymore.
On the other side of the room stood a lonesome door.
What door? So we're gonna jump up on this table. Yep. Oh. Jump onto this candle. Then jump onto this thing. And just jump out of bounds. So we've known about this out of bounds for a long time, but we had no way of getting back into the level to finish it. But recently we found a way. So this mission you're supposed to do a bunch of puzzles in all these rooms. The puzzles are really easy, but just pretty slow. And then right at the end here there's a lockpick. So there's a lockpicking minigame, but we skipped them all. And it's like really random. Like just complete randomness whether or not you get a good lockpick or not. But we're gonna avoid all of that. So the crouching in this game is not programmed properly. Instead of actually crouching and putting like a crouching animation, they just send your feet through the floor. But then when you save the game, it saves your coordinates at the bottom of your feet. So we can crouch and save the game to save our coordinates slightly in the floor, and then resume the game to fall through the ceiling and get into the level.
Yeah, you can't do that on any like every floor
Alright,
in the game.
time's coming up.
but yeah, it works out
When I
pretty
shoot this gun, it's time. Time. We killed the monster. Why
Let's
is there?
go.
Why is there a monster? Your guess is as good as mine.
The disappearance
But
of Sebastian
we
has
killed the
ruined
monster.
his hometown of Sterling and has left
Nice.
an imprint in the hearts and souls of its residents. More so upon his family.
Yeah.
For many years,
That's
countless
kidnapped.
numbers of people have tried searching for evidence of Sebastian's whereabouts.
That's pretty much it. This game's actually really fun for how jank it is.
Sebastian, however, is but a lingering memory.
You can get like random
It
like
looks like a
super
really
bounces.
fun speed game.
Yeah, there's like
It is.
really weird stuff that can happen too. You can get like super bounces by just like walking into certain collision.
So it can
Yeah, the game will just launch you in
Oh,
the air.
yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense, but
It is not.
Do you know what engine that is in? It looks like a Unity game.
Yeah, probably Unity. It's a
that's
really
what I
small
get.
indie studio game, so I'm guessing it's probably Unity.
yeah.
That would make sense, just like with the way it deals with collision. I was like, this looks like a goofy Unity engine game.
Anyway.
It looks like definitely like I was pretty blown away with just like you skip like most of the game. Like I didn't learn like that didn't spoil anything about that game for me.
I still don't know anything about the story, so
I don't think anyone knows anything about this story. I never played it casually. The first mission is like takes forever, so everyone just ends up skipping it.
I played for like 12 minutes and I gave up.
But
I'm
anyway,
gonna be honest.
thank
Yeah,
you
thanks
all.
for showing it off. Do you have anything else you want to plug?
Shout out to the kidnapped community. There's like
Three
Alexis
people,
leading
three,
it
four
on.
people.
Yeah.
Shout outs to the Dead Space community. They're awesome.
Yes.
If you like any of the Dead Space games, they all have great speedruns, so check it out. But yeah. Thank you all for watching.
Thanks for having us as well.
Yeah, thanks for having us and letting me show off these
Yeah,
jank
thanks
games.
for everything today. Y'all have been very involved. We appreciate it.
Alright.
All right, and on that note, we are going to get ready for our final run of the marathon, final run of the evening, which is going to be Baldi's Basics Plus, which is definitely a run I'm looking forward to. I hope a run that y'all are looking forward to. It should be very goofy. If you have not seen Baldi Basics before, do not skip this run. Definitely watch it. It's a bunch of nonsense. It's really great. So definitely look forward to that. We're gonna